sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy another awesome video by Capt Frank Lanier. Please subscribe, like, and share with all your friends and all the people you hate too. Hi, I'm Capt Frank Lanier, a retired Coast Guard officer and SAMS Accredited Marine Surveyor with over 40 years of experience in the maritime and diving industry. I've amassed literally thousands of photos of all the bad things I've found on boats during my career as a Marine Surveyor. So what we're going to do today is take a look at some of my favorites. We're going to take a look at each picture. We're going to discuss why they're evil, and we're going to discuss what you need to do to correct it. So hop in, buckle up, keep your arms and legs inside the car at all times as we take a carnival-like ride tour through the cavalcade of owner-induced perversions that I like to call Captain Frank's Sea Chest of Horror. Sea Chest of Horror. So what we got here is a 50 amp to 30 amp AC shore power homemade adapter. And there's a number of things wrong with this. First off, you can look at it and just tell, you know what, this is some jury-rigged stuff right here. But even worse and more telling of just how effed up this is converting a 50 amp inlet on a boat to a 30 amp inlet so you can plug into the shore power a 30 amp circuit. You don't want to be going, from 50 to 30. You go from 30 to 50 or you use two, splitter with two 30 amp outlets or plugs, but you definitely don't want to be reducing down from a 50 amp to a 30 amp so you can use shore power with a 30 amp pedestal. Use of this bastardized AC power adapter is not only a shock hazard, but it also creates a significant chance for AC power related fires. I see a lot of screwed up stuff when I survey boats, but sometimes, like here, I can also sympathize with the owner and I can understand what he's trying to accomplish, even though it didn't turn out as well as he had hoped for. This horn, for example, horn on a larger powerboat, he's got it pointing to the rear. You would normally have it pointed forward because sound's gonna, travel further with the horn when it's pointed to the bow, which is where the boat's gonna be going. The reason he mounted it facing aft rather than forward, as it normally would be and should be, is because he's afraid that water's going to be getting into the horn while he's operating the boat, and he's trying to prevent water from, getting into the horn and causing it to fail. That's all well and good, and why I applaud him, trying to save his horn. You don't want to do that to the detriment of its operation. You want this thing facing forward so that it can be heard from as far away as possible. So what would you do? Turn this thing facing forward to the bow.
Sorry, it's DJ.
So what we're looking at here is the raw water intake strainer for an air conditioning system on a mid-sized powerboat. So what the owner has done to aid in his winterization process of the air conditioning system, he's drilled a hole in the clean-out lid for the strainer, and he's tapped it, and now he's screwed in a brass quick disconnect air fitting so he can connect to the pump that goes to a bucket, and it's full of the the non-toxic antifreeze that you would put in the system during the winter, and then he can just pump right in there and then quick disconnect it, and he's all set. The problem is brass is prone to corrosion. Unlike the marine grade bronze that this strainer and stuff is made out of, that brass is going to corrode and eat away pretty rapidly, and it could fail within the next year or so. And when it fails, what's going to happen? Then water's going to enter the boat. I mean, if that seacock's open or if the system's in use, then water will start flooding the boat. So if you're trying to do some MacGyverisms and rig a quick and easy winterization system for your engine, your AC, whatever it is, make sure you do it correctly, and also make sure that you use marine grade quality fittings that are not going to corrode and fail on you and sink your boat. Yep, every day it's something new. You just can't. So the owner here decided he wanted one of them, tuna towers or a fish tower. But you know what? Those things are expensive. You get one made and get them all welded up and put on there. Those things are, that's some high dollar stuff. How about we just go down to Harbor Freight and get us a ladder, a step ladder, and we're just gonna strap that baby onto the roof, and we'll be all set there. We can watch, we can fly cast, we can jig Kobe, whatever you want to do, right? Well, if you're gonna do something, let's try to do it where we don't get killed. If you need a tower, then how about having one made properly, and so that you don't have to worry about this thing falling over or dumping you and killing you. If you got to do something, how about save up your money and do it right? That way, you get to come back to your family at the end of your fishing trip. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, and you want to buy Captain Frank a cup of coffee, please click on the thanks button below this video. All tips received, not spent on coffee, will be used to improve my YouTube channel and create even more awesome videos.